Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Odds here. It's Tuesday trivia time. Raptor Freak Tuesday trivia! And something that I've noticed in the last couple of years of Raptors basketball is we haven't been getting enough assists, not enough guys making shots, not enough guys setting guys up right with the silver platter. The silver platter is going to be a term I'm going to use a lot in the year to come because I really feel like our guys that make assists need to be giving it to these guys in the best possible way so that they have the highest chance of making the shot. That the old NBA point guards like Magic Johnson and John Stockton were very much about the silver platter, which is basically I set my guys up with the right kind of spin, the right kind of bounce, the way they like to catch it, so they're ready to shoot it and put it in. And some of our guys are lazy when they pass it. You don't pass it right to the other guy, and they don't shoot it right because they don't get it right. And silver platter assists are a big deal. So you want to really learn the tendencies of your guys you want to set up and get the ball to them in a way they can handle it the best to make sure they have success. So I'm really thinking about assists today. And we're going to talk about Raptors that have been graded assists in the history of the Raptors. So that's what the trivia is all about. No more comments. We'll get in the trivia right away. And I'll read the first couple comments real quick. Dana's first in. Canadian Dana. I am Canadian. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Dana. And good morning to Trevor J, Raptors family. Good morning, Raptors family. Trevor J saying, take life seriously today because you will never take anything else seriously in your life. Yeah, all right. I mean, I can say both sides of it. I mean, sometimes you don't want to take life too seriously if you can, but it is good to take life seriously also. You know how you should take life seriously? That life in itself is a precious and fragile thing. And that some people just don't take that seriously. That we're all vulnerable and we all need to be looking out for each other as living organisms on this planet. Just like a tree is a living organism, a little doggy is a living organism. We are living organisms. And we need to realize to take that seriously. That's what I would say. Nameless is saying, listen to Trevor J's wise words, for your life will be actualized. Wow, Nameless. Wow. Self-actualization through Trevor J's wise words in the morning. I like it. That's a way to get there for sure. Trevor's always got good information and advice in the morning. Thank you, Trevor, once again. Randolph Phillips is here. Blessings, beloved. Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Another great day to be alive. Hallelujah. There you go. Listen, let's just praise whatever being that you pray to, whether it's Jesus, the Lord, whoever it is, and just be glad to have another day walking on this earth, walking amongst us all. You know, yeah, there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And if you really look for them and you key on them, your life will be happier and better because you realize just truly how blessed you are. Really do. Kareem's here. Good to see Kareem Thomas, one of the best dunkers in the Raptor Freak League. Also, are we able to swoop in and offer Sam Merrill a contract from Cleveland? I don't know the logistics, but that dude is everything we need. Drop Ron Harper, Wheezy, and whoever else. You know, Sam Merrill is actually a rostered player on the Cavs, so I don't think this is possible. It would have to definitely be a trade because I think he's actually on their roster. He was last year, and he's actually a contracted player. He's not a summer league tryout for them. He's literally on their team. So I think we'd have to trade to get him. And I don't know if it's worth it. You know, in some ways, Sam Merrill's an undersized shooting guard. He may have caught fire in that game against us on Sunday, but I don't have a whole lot of confidence in him overall for a long NBA career or to do that regularly. You know, it's the settings of summer league. Of course, against that competition, he's going to look good. And in the regular NBA, I don't know if he has games like that very often. He very much is kind of like a project three-point shooting guy near the end of their bench. And he may look good in that game, but I don't know if he'll look good in most games. Let's just put it that way. He's 6'4", which is short for a shooting guard at this point. Iceman LeGurving. All right, I want to hear what you have to say because I know you're really on that Keyonte train the last couple days. Iceman's saying Keyonte George, 26 points on an efficient 9 for 15 shooting, including 5 of 10 from deep, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. Leonard Miller, 20 points, 7 of 15 field goals, 2 of 4 from 3, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals. Fantastic performances by both those players in summer league so far. Both have played 2 games and both have been killing it. No lie. Keyonte George is really, really been badass for Utah Jazz, having a fantastic game once again last night. The 3-point shooting is absolutely fantastic. The ability to score he's showing is really, really great. And I hate it because I had 5 names at the beginning of the draft that I liked, and Keyonte was one of them. Cason Wallace, Keyonte George, Maxwell Lewis, Jordan Hawkins, and the other one was Bilal Coulibaly. Those were my 5 picks for the Raptors in the draft, and at least 2 of them have been absolutely killing it, Keyonte George being one of them. Yeah, I know. Hindsight's 2020. In some ways, we have to think about, once again, what is our need as a team? And in some ways, Gradey fits our need better than Keyonte, even though it doesn't seem like he's the better player. It seems like Gradey Dick, the way he fits as a puzzle piece with the whole grand scheme of things, may fit better with us than Keyonte George. I don't know. In some ways, we're going to always second guess this. We're already doing it, Iceman. We said after the draft, we didn't necessarily, we're not enthusiastic about Gradey in some ways. And we may kind of always be kind of checking these other names that got taken right after him, like Jordan Hawkins and Keyonte George. Well, I still got to root for Gradey because he's our guy. He's our choice. And I have confidence that he's going to show something really interesting on the main roster this year with the good guys on our team. That he's not going to look good with these scrubs around him because they don't know how to set him up and make him look good. Now, our guys like Scott and the main roster will be able to do that better for Gradey and make him look good. So, yeah, that's a big part of it right there. Keyonte George is an all-around great scorer, and he is fantastic. And, yeah, I get how you feel right now. I really do get how you feel right now. But in some ways, do we need that kind of player? That's the other thing we got to think about. And will Gradey be like a very specialized, really, really good specialty player in his role that we may actually value more in the long term because it's more of a championship piece? See, that's kind of how we got to think about it too. Like when Masai and Bobby are thinking about this, Keyonte may be the best player available, but is he adding towards like the whole big puzzle piece with the jigsaw, with Scotty and all the different people already in the jigsaw puzzle? How does he fit with that is what we're saying. So that may be part of it right there. Let's see. Fun guy saying, laughing my ass off. Gradey Dick will go down as the biggest draft mistake by the front office based on who was still available and will be so much better. 13th pick, and we chose a role player. I'm so done. I know that sounds like what I just said, but think about it this way. Tyler Hero, would you consider him a role player at this point? He can develop into something. Seriously. We got to give him a chance. And the other thing is he's younger than a lot of these guys too. You got to realize he's only 19. So in some ways he's behind maybe Keyonte George a little bit just because of their age. I don't know. Keontae's not that much older though, probably. You're right. Yeah, Tom Duke saying fun guy, and he doesn't want to hear it. Well, there's always going to be this kind of like stuff with this. It's never going to be exactly like, okay, we just got knock it out of the park. Like this is the best person no matter what. And even Scotty, there was a lot of debate, about who was better around him and Evan Mobley, Franz Wagner, and different people. So there's always going to be debates like this. I get it. Y'all are upset because we could have gotten an all-around scorer instead of just a role player three-point shooter. Yeah, I get that. And I was with that. You understand that's what I said around the draft. But in some ways, it doesn't serve us as Raptors fans to denigrate Gradey Dick and the choice by Masai and Bobby. Let's just see how things go. It's too early to make judgments. We can make snap judgments because of Keontae's fantastic play for Utah so far. But there's no reason to do this right now. We got a lot of time, and it's not like anything can be changed at this point. So hindsight is 2020, and we just got to go with it and hope that he gets to better levels. And then, boom, all of a sudden we'll feel better about the pick. Let's see. Iceman saying, for Gradey Dick's sake, I hope playing with better players, he will look much better come training camp and preseason, or that he will have a very solid game before he leaves Vegas. Go Raptors. There you go. Iceman being a positive, good Raptor freak. And that's all we ask of. That's the thing. Iceman can be critical and really, like, it comes from a place where he really wants the Raptors to be the best possible team that they can be. And I'm totally with him on that. And but in some ways, it's like we want to be supportive of our team also, but not blind to the idea of what they could have done instead that may have been different. I don't know. This is tough right now. This is way too early. It's only been 2 summer league games, and there's a lot of stuff that has to happen. Gradey could do some amazing things with big shots at clutch times, and a lot of this will be like, yeah, I'm glad we got Gradey. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's just give it some time. I want to give it at least a year. I don't really want to totally judge the pick of Gradey Dick over some of these guys, at least for 1 year, at least, if not for a few years, because usually you need time to develop and get to your highest play level. So I don't know. It's too early, and I appreciate your where you're coming from, Iceman, because I know it is from a place where you want the team to do well and you're being supportive. Trevor's saying Nick Nurse team for Philadelphia went down again last night. Okay, so Team Philly losing in Summer League again last night. Patrick Beverly begging James Harden to stay and through the press. Please, James, please stay. Please, James, don't go. Iceman saying Keyonte George is 19 years old too. Okay, so they're the same age. That doesn't matter what I said then. Kilimanjaro says people actually complaining about Gradey Dick already. It's not that they're complaining. It's more Kilimanjaro. We're comparing. We're comparing because we see Keyonte George, who was picked 2 picks after Gradey, and he's just absolutely lighting up the summer league. Now, part of it is also certain players that can really, like in certain ecosystems, just flourish. And that may be part of it. It's like Keyonte George may be just tailor-made to kick so much ass in summer league. But who knows? Maybe he's not as good in the regular NBA when he's playing against the regular NBA players. It's sometimes talent levels are weird like that, where they'll show something really, really crazy in summer league, but then it doesn't totally translate to the NBA. So who knows? Maybe Keyonte isn't as good in the NBA. It's just at the summer league level you can do this. So we'll have to see. Fun guy saying, I get role player for our stars now, but what about the potential? Those other guys are showing amazing potential for the future. A role player for our future? Laugh my ass off. Bad choice, Messiah. Bad choice. Well, we'll see. Give it time, fun guy. Anyway, let's get in the trivia, guys. So today we're doing things a little bit different once again. I'm going to give you attributes of a player, and it's going to be like I'll give you clues. And if you know it, as soon as you want to write it in, go ahead and write it in. Remember, first and last name. I want the full answer. I don't want just initials. I don't want just a first name. I don't just want a last name. I want it fully written in and hopefully correctly spelled. It's better that way. Some people being sticklers about this last week. And it's very, very important to spell correctly if you can. Good morning, David. Good to see Raptor Freak Trivia Champion David Saborn. I've got your prize next to me right now. We'll be giving it to him on Saturday. Real Sports Bar and Grill, 3 p.m. Saturday, July the 15th. David Saborn, Share the Love Club, and also the Raptor Freak meet and greet. So come on down and meet David, meet myself, if you can come down there. Good morning, Fiercely Salsera. Good morning to you. Let's compete. Let's do some trivia real quick. All right, so I'm going to name one attribute, then a second attribute, then a third attribute. And if it has to go to the fourth attribute, then you probably get it by then. So that's how we're going to play right now. Fun guy saying, sorry, I flip-flop, Lex. I know that I was the highest on Gradey, but seeing the others around that 13 pick broke my soul. Well, it's all right. You have an emotional response, fun guy, but it's not worth it right now. The jury's still out. It's way too early. Summer League doesn't mean jack shit. Let's just put it that way. Summer League really doesn't mean jack shit. I mean, in some ways it's a showcase and people are fighting for jobs, but in some ways it's like the level of play is ridiculous. Let's just put it that way. It's just really ridiculous. It's not even G League level. This is worse than G League, what's happening in Summer League this summer right now. All right, first question. All right, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to say a height, high school, who they were drafted by, and then maybe one more identifier clue after the last one. All right, so it's kind of going to go like that. So here's the first one. 5'3", Dunbar High School, drafted by Washington, went to Charlotte. So if you know what player that is, put in their first and last name and do not just put in something. There you go. Muggsy Bogues is right. Iceman like Gerben got it. 5'3" should have been enough because you know what? I did these for Adriana yesterday, and she, as soon as she heard 5'3", oh, Muggsy. It's that easy. It's number 14 right here, Muggsy Bogues. is 5'3". So it's that easy. So these questions are all going to be like this. So just be ready for them. Number 2 is 6 foot. Now, see, you can't really get it just off 6 foot. That could be a lot of different people there. Yeah, Muggsy's right for the first one, Fiercey. 6 foot, Willow Ridge High School, drafted by Milwaukee, went to Texas University. 6 foot, Willow Ridge High School, drafted by Milwaukee. Yeah, Iceman's on it. It's TJ Ford. That's right. We're going to be doing all the famous assist guys for the Raptors today. And they'll be all out of order and stuff. TJ Ford is the right answer for that one. Iceman getting the first 2 questions so far. Alvin's not right for that answer, Seymour. All right, the next question. 6 foot, Auburn High School, undrafted, went to Houston. 6 foot, Auburn High School, undrafted, went to Houston. And see, some of these are easy. So I want to get the easier ones out of the way, and we'll build and we'll get a little harder. That is Fred VanVleet, and your spell check is not your friend David. We're giving it to Fiercey. Fiercey's getting that one. That is Fred. He was undrafted and he went to Houston. So yeah, Fred VanVleet is the right answer. Fiercey saw Sarah on the board. Yeah, Fred VanVleet autocorrect. Fred can let. What does that mean? Oh, okay. We got let's see, the MVP of the EuroLeague last year, Sasha Vinshikov, will probably play in Sacramento. And he is a monster player even in his first year, and he can be selected in the All-State of the NBA. Remember that name. All right, I will. I'll remember the name Sasha Vinchenkov. All right. Such BS. Sorry, David. Sorry. I apologize. Maybe you need to change your autocorrect spelling settings. Didn't he go to Wichita State? Yeah, but we're doing high school. I'm not doing college. It's basically I'm doing the height, the high school, where he was drafted, and then like something after that. So he went to Auburn High School, and he was undrafted. So yeah, but I'm not saying anything about colleges in this one. So Fiercey got that one. All right, next one. Number 4, 6'8", Cardinal Newman High School, drafted by Toronto, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, there you go. That one's pretty easy too. Adriana got this one. No, it's not Chris Bosh, Tom. 6'8", Cardinal Newman High School, drafted by Toronto, Scotty Barnes. That's right. Seymour Pave getting on the boards. Sheriff getting in there and getting this big Scott. Scotty is a leader in assists per game in the top 10 of Raptors already in the history of Raptors. This is good. I want him to be more of a point guard for us, Scotty Barnes. So he is in the top 10 of assists per game in the history of the Raptors already, guys. It's not Tracy, not Vince. Yeah, it's Scotty. Scotty Barnes, baby. All right, next one. Okay, 6'3", Junipero Serra High School. Junipero Serra. He was undrafted, and he's from Belize. This is a little bit of a tougher one. This is advanced Raptor Freak trivia right here. 6'3", Junipero Serra, undrafted, and from Belize. All right. We're playing trivia today, my good friend. So please don't interfere with our trivia game. I'll read your comments after we're done. Fiercey's got it. It's Milt Palacio, guys. Milt Palacio is a leader in assists per game for Raptors history. He had a couple of seasons where he did pretty good with the assists. So Milt Palacio is the right answer. I love it. So I'll read you one more comment, but we are playing trivia right now. In Europe, they were not enthusiastic about Victor Wembayama. He was a mediocre player in the EuroLeague. In the United States, everyone is enthusiastic about him. Well, he's 7'5", and he can do a lot of crazy stuff. So I totally get why they're enthusiastic about him. Tom, don't worry about it, man. Listen, that's tough. It's tough, man. Leandro Barboza, that's a great answer, but it wasn't right. Wow. All right, next question. 6'7", Flint High School, drafted by Toronto, went to New Orleans. 6'7", Flint High School, drafted by Toronto, went to New Orleans. Morris Peterson is right. Seymour Pape getting it. Yeah, Morris is a leader in assists in the history of the Raptors. He is up there on the top 10 of all time assists leaders in history. Of course, he played for the Raptors for a very long time. So that's a good one. Good job. I love to see it, Seymour. You're getting points today. All right, the next one, number 7, 6 foot, Cardinal Doherty High School, drafted by Memphis, went to Houston. 6 foot, Cardinal Doherty, Cardinal Doherty High School, drafted by Memphis and went to Houston. Kyle Lowry's the right answer. Fiercely Salcera's getting that one. Yeah, that's right. 6 foot, Cardinal Daughtry. I think it's Daughtry. Like Daughtry from American Idol. Daughtry. Yeah. All right. Anyway, number 8, 6'3", undrafted, last played for Detroit. His first team ever was Déducation Foral à la Var. 6'3", undrafted. Jose Calderon's right. Seymour got it. He is undrafted, and his last team he played for was the Detroit Pistons, and his first team was a Spanish team. So Seymour got it. Good job. That is Jose Calderon. Yeah, we're getting all our assist guys from the history of the Raptors. Are very well-known playmakers, guys that are just some of the best playmakers in the history of the NBA that happen to wear Raptors jerseys at certain times. This is who we're celebrating today. All right, number 9 is 6'3", Oak Hill Academy, drafted by New York and went to San Antonio Spurs first after New York. 6'3". Oh, hey, Seymour knows him. That's right. That's Rod Strickland. He knows it. He knows the profile. He probably knows it from the movement. And it's like was in New York and went to San Antonio. That's Rod Strickland, and he is exactly right. Rod Strickland is on this list because he has he got 16 assists in a game for the Raptors once, y'all. Yeah, that's a big deal. And so I included anybody who got kind of a high amount of assists in a game for us too on this list. But most of them are just really badass point guards. All right, number 10, 6'6", Compton High, drafted by Toronto, went to San Antonio Spurs. 6'6", Compton High School. This one's the easy one. Oh my gosh, drafted by Toronto, went to San Antonio. DeMar DeRozan's right. Iceman like Gervin writing it in quickest. That's right. DeMar is a leader in all-time assists for the Raptors. Of course, with all the time he's been in the league, that is right. So make sure you write in the name fully, and you will get the points. And whoever gets in there first gets the 50 points for the answer. Iceman like Gervin getting that one. Fiercely, you're just behind. And good to see you, Mark. Welcome to the game, Mark S. All right, let's see. The next one, number 11, 6'2", Benjamin Cardoza High School, drafted by Milwaukee. Let me see. I'll give you the last clue, but I want to see if anybody can get it from just that. 6'2", Benjamin Cardoza High School. He was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. Nope, TJ wouldn't be an answer again. That's one thing you got to realize. It's only going to be the answer once. So if I've already said them in one of the questions, they won't come up again. I should give you the last clue. It's too easy, though, in some ways. Man, it's too easy. I mean, this guy was N1. Let's just put it that way. That'll give it away right there. 6'2", Benjamin Cardoza High School, drafted by Milwaukee, and won. And won. That's all I'm going to say. And won. Rafer Alston. That's right. Isaac Campbell knows about. Skip to my Lou. That was the last clue. I was going to say it. It's too easy if I said skip to my Lou. Isaac Campbell getting Rafer Alston, New York street baller god. Yes, very much a very well-known, great street ball player, Rafer Alston. Very, very good. All right, next question. 6'6", Montrose Christian High School, drafted by Memphis, and he's from Venezuela. That's a pretty good clue right there. 6'6", Montrose Christian High School, drafted by Memphis, and he's from Venezuela, the country. Not Gary Trent Jr. No, not Norman Powell either, David. Who is from Venezuela that played for the Raptors, and he's 6'6". Jose's not right. Precious isn't right. Grevis Vasquez. That's right. Tom Duke getting his points for today. It is Grevis Vasquez. He's actually a leader in assists in some ways with the Raptors. That's interesting, eh? Grevis Vasquez looked at as one of the assist guys on this list. Yeah, that's who it is, Fiercy. That's right. Not Kleza. Linus Kleza. Yeah, it's Grevis Vasquez. Good job. All right, the next one is 6'5", Germantown Academy. That might give it away right there. Drafted by Portland and went to Toronto. 6'5", Germantown Academy, drafted by Portland, and went to Toronto after Portland. Yeah, who is that? And the great assist makers, Alvin Williams is right for that one. Seymour Pape getting Alvin Williams on that one. That's right. That's right. If you know your assist man for Toronto over the years, you're going to do well today. That's right. Gary Trent Jr. is not right, David. David is out of his element in this trivia. It's very interesting. He's so dominant in trivia last year, and this is he's having a little bit of trouble with this format. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, the next question. Another assist leader in Raptors history. 6'8", God's Academy, drafted by Toronto, two-time All-NBA. Yeah, 6'8", God's Academy, drafted by Toronto, two-time All-NBA. Wow, who's that? Who is that? 6'8". That's pretty crazy. Yeah, Seymour, you're good, Sheriff, man. Doug Christie's not right. Pascal Siakam is. That's right. Iceman like Gervin getting that one. I mean, two-time All-NBA gives it away pretty good right there. And God's Academy High School, that's where he went. Yeah, it's Siakam. It is Siakam. Yes, good job, Iceman. All right, we got how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more questions, and we'll be done for trivia. The next one is 6'6", Mainland High School, drafted by Golden State, went to New Jersey. 6'6", Mainland High School, drafted by Golden State, went to New Jersey. Barf. This one's kind of easy, actually. Vince Carter. That's right, Fiercey. Vince Carter is the correct answer. He is a leader in assists over. He's one of the top 10 all-time assist leaders in Raptors history, with most like top 10 most assists. 6'6", Vince Carter. All right, 3 more. Let's see. 5'10", Woodrow Wilson High School, drafted by Toronto, went to Portland. Yeah, this one. This one. 5'10", Woodrow Wilson High School, drafted by Toronto, went to Portland. Who was that? Who was that? Damon Stoudemire. That's right. Seymour Pape knows his old school Raptors. He knows his old school Raptor guards. Seymour is killing it today. That's right. It is Damon Stoudemire, Mighty Mouse. This trivia is in honor of Marquise Noel, just so y'all know. This is in honor of our new two-way, Marquise Noel. Yeah. All right, 2 more questions, y'all, and then we'll be done. All right, 6'6", Rainier Beach High School, drafted by Seattle, went to New York. Who is that? 6'6", Rainier Beach High School, drafted by Seattle, went to New York. Yeah, that kind of gives. Yeah, there you go, Iceman. There's Doug Christie. Doug Christie's definitely on this list. He is a Raptor assist leader from getting a lot of them in the years he was here. Yeah, it's Doug Christie, not John Wallace. Nope. Doug Christie is the right answer. All right, last question for this week's Tuesday trivia. 6'3", Bishop Laughlin High School, drafted by New York, and Golden State Warriors coach. What? 6'3", Bishop Laughlin High School, drafted by New York, Golden State Warriors coach. What? Mark Jackson. That's right, Iceman. You got Mark Jackson. He was a Raptor for a little while there, and he did get a very good assist while he was here. So good job, y'all. I just wanted to kind of go over some of the great point guards and assist makers for Raptors history, and that was all the names there. Chris Childs is not the answer, and neither is Steve Kerr. So yeah, names like Kyle Lowry, T.J. Ford, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, Milt Palacio, Morris Peterson, Doug Christie, Jose Calderon, Rod Strickland, DeMar DeRozan, Rafer Alston, Crevis Vasquez, Alvin Williams, Pascal Siakam, Vince Carter, Mark Jackson, Damon Stoudemire, and Tyrone Muggsy Bogues. There you go. That's quite a list of amazing point guards. In fact, the amount of New York point guards on that list is actually really impressive. Between Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland, Rafer Alston, there's some real ballers from New York City on that list that came to Toronto. And Marquise is the latest. And that's fantastic. Game over. All right, Tom. Game over. All right. Well, guys, have anything you want to talk about? There's not a whole lot of news. There's just some bullshit that Michael Grange put out yesterday talking more and more about Pascal and bullshit. He's trying to say because Pascal's not at Summer League that says something about his future with the Raptors. You're so full of shit, Grange. Just stop, please. Just really, really stop. Are you trying to destroy the Raptors right now? Are you trying to make things like really fucked up? Because when you write articles like you did yesterday, it doesn't help anything. Siakam does not want to be traded. He's already said that if he gets traded somewhere, he's not going to sign an extension with that other place. So he really is trying to stay a Raptor. Now, people are debating, well, are we going to trade him right now? Or are we going to extend him? That's what we're wondering about. Well, I really hope we extend him because that just makes the most sense. And I'm just sick of everybody talking about how he's disposable. He is not disposable. He's one of the best players in the league. He's probably a top 12 player in this league. And when you have a player like that on your team, you value them and you want to keep them around. And also a player like that has a championship ring, that's even more valuable. So I'm just sick of it. Guys, just stop acting like Siakam is disposable because he really isn't. And if you think about it, the trade package we would get back from Atlanta or Indiana right now, this pales in comparison to what we're losing. It's not like we're going to make up for him in a trade package. What I'm hearing right now is something like Ben Mathurin coming to us for him. In some ways, that gets more on a schedule with Scotty. I get it. But does that really work? I don't know. We'll see what they think. Tom Duke's saying there was a lot of idiots spouting crap about Dick and Spicy yesterday. Well, that's what they do. There's a lot of idiots in Raptors Nation talking all kinds of stupid trash and dumb things right now. Just, you know what? Fight the good fight, Tom. Or if you have to, just ignore them. Seriously. I mean, there's always going to be this kind of noise. I thought after DeJounte signed that extension that the Pascal talk would go away, but it's still going on. It's really still annoying. And I'm sure it's annoying for Siakam himself. That's part of what it is. It's by design to kind of annoy this person. He just said he wants to be a Raptor. And when we hear this from these players, I worry that it's like a signal that they know they may get traded and they want to make sure that the fans know that they really did want to stay and that they were upset about leaving. This is such a stupid situation with Pascal right now. Iceman saying the Indiana Pacers have emerged as a legitimate trade partner with the Toronto Raptors for Pascal Siakam, sources tell Mark Stein. And Tom's got that butthole face out in response to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing that. Now, Mathurin is very attractive to get back. He's Canadian. He's from Montreal. He could pair up with Chris and that'd be nice. He may play very well with Scotty. I like the dog in him, the clutch factor in him. We saw against us in his rookie year, him take over the game and beat us himself as far as going and getting baskets, big time baskets at the end of the game and winning a Pacers game against us. In fact, Tom was here in town when we went and saw them play the Pacers and they beat us in Toronto. Man, this is tough. Mathurin is very much a very attractive player to me, but is he worth a Siakam? We better have maybe Miles Turner and Mathurin coming back the other way if we're going to be trading Siakam to Pacers. It's got to be real good. Some people are saying Mathurin, Nembhard. We want both the Canadian kids on their team to come back and be on our team. And that's some ways that makes a lot of sense because Nembhard is a point guard and he could be very helpful in some of our change right now with Fred leaving. So, man, this is tough. Once again, we can only just trust in Bobby and Masai that they'll make the right decisions with what comes across them and whether they need to pull the trigger or not. They're more hesitant to pull the trigger. They really do know that it's a final thing when they make big moves like that. So they really have to be absolutely sure. So I'm glad that they don't just willy-nilly just say, okay, we're going to make the deal without really thinking it through. It's really important that they really think this through. Really, really think this through. All right, let's keep going with the comments. Fiercely saying, I'm so annoyed of the Pascal trade rumors. I don't even pay attention anymore. The disrespect. Yeah, it's just noise. It's almost like elevator music just on in the background. Yeah, we know it's on, but we're not really tuned into it. We don't care. It's normal. It's been something that's been around for a while. So in some ways, it's become like a boy cried wolf situation. Yeah, sure. You go ahead and tell us there's trade rumors and Pascal's about to be imminently traded. We don't believe you because you've sung this tune a couple different seasons in past years. And I'm not going to buy into it until I actually read something where something has already happened. Y'all can give me all the rumors in the world and I won't believe jack shit. especially when it comes to two specific players, OG and Pascal. There's been so many rumors about those guys. Somebody put a list up on Twitter of every single team that's been connected to Siakam in trade rumors, and it's like 29 out of the 30 teams, and we're the only other team, right? It's every single other team in the league has basically been linked with Siakam in a trade rumor in the last 4 years. So yeah, we'll believe it when we see it. Y'all have done this so much. You're like the boy who cried wolf. And I'm not going to believe you until any of that, something concrete happens. Seymour saying, if we move Schroder and the 4 firsts for Lillard, it's not a good move. Dame already said he's not resigning unless it's Miami, and we would go through a whole new Kawhi situation. Yeah, I mean, it could be that way, but could we win him over? In some ways, Dame is smarter than Kawhi. He could come here and realize how good it is in Toronto. He has some good success. He really sees like promise in us winning, and he may change his mind. I know I love this. He said for sure he will not go to Boston or the Clippers yesterday. He said he's like, there is a no on the Celtics. Celtics, don't even try and get me because I ain't trying to pair up with Tatum and Brown. Those guys are too similar to me, and I ain't got nothing to do with that green team. He does not like the Celtics, and he will not play for y'all. And I love hearing that from a player. Everybody says nobody wants to play in Toronto. Well, a lot of players say they don't want to play in Boston. It is actually the truth. I know LeBron will never play for the Celtics either. He said that very, very openly. He said, I will never play for Boston. I hate this city and I hate this team. He was like that, seriously. And Dame Lillard is saying that also. He does not want to go to the Clippers either. It probably has to do with who's already there as far as Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and those guys. So yeah, this is interesting. I don't think he's fully against being in Toronto. I think he's just trying to strong arm specifically exactly what he wants, because in some ways he does want to be paired up with Jimmy and Bam, and they've talked about it a lot, and they're like really romancing the idea. But in some ways, Portland doesn't want to help him. They don't want to do what he wants. And in some ways, if he, it could be some sort of weird situation where he gets shipped here, just like Kawhi did. And he may not like it at first, but then he comes in, he talks to people, he's around people, he sees the team, he talks to coach, and he's like, you know what? Actually, y'all are closer than I thought y'all were. And I really may be that part that could get you over the top. So who's to say? I think Dame Lillard's a smart guy. And in some ways, he may be smarter about this than you think. He may be acting like he's very stubborn and he only wants to go to Miami right now, but his eyes may be opened up if in case something does happen. Yeah. So we'll have to see. Fun guy saying Dame is still on contract for many years. That's another thing. It's like once he gets traded, it's not like Kawhi where he's a one year deal. He's done. He's got to re-sign a new contract. He's actually down for a few years. So it's not exactly like the Kawhi thing, because Kawhi had an expiring contract. Well, Lillard does not, and that's part of the whole thing with this is that his contract's pretty sealed up for 2 or 3 years at least. Iceman is saying Dame is under contract for 4 years. Wow. Okay, there you go. Hitting it right there. Raptors need to keep Pascal and re-sign him. People act like the team needs a bunch of young players that fit Scotty's timeline. Raps need players of different ages. Yes. I'm very, very big supporter and proponent of this also. It enriches the experience. And if you have everybody all at the same age, that's a dumb roster build. That is a really stupid roster build. In fact, that's like Oklahoma City's roster build right now. Everybody's the same age. There's no diversity in ages and experience and where they are. That's really not smart to do. And that's why I never liked the whole idea of saying, okay, well, they're not on the same schedule as Scotty, Pascal, and Fred. I never liked hearing that because that doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all. These guys don't have to be the same age. It's much better to have different ages. Iceman's exactly right. G's saying, I did a comparison comparing Pascal to Trae Young. Siakam beats him in field goal percentage, rebounds, and defense. Trae only shoots 1% better from 3, and yet Trae gets so much hype as a first option. This is something dumb that has been a campaign to kind of sully Siakam from being viewed as a superstar. They all want to say he can't be a first option. Well, he is already, and he has been. He's not totally successful all the time, but he's definitely been our first option since Kawhi left. And in some ways, he's not getting the due respect for the work he's put in and actually what he's doing as our franchise player. So Yeah, it's part of the whole perception campaign to downgrade him. In some ways, it helps us because maybe money, we don't have to pay him as much, but also at the same time, he's not getting the respect he deserves for what he's actually achieving right now, which is so dumb. He is a first option. We need to get over this whole thing about, oh, he's not a first option player. He is. He's a very serviceable one in a lot of ways. Fiercey saying, I want Pascal to win a second championship with us. He deserves it. I don't see which player from Pacers can be equivalent of Pascal. No shade. Well, Mathurin's interesting because in some ways I see a clutch factor in him that is very attractive. And there's some things about Benedict that I really do want more of on this Raptors team. And it's that tenacity and that will to win. And he really has it. I mean, he is definitely a player I would love to get on the Raptors. He's Canadian, and there's all kinds of things to like about his game. Fun guy saying, I would love to trade with the Pacers for some of their young stars. See, he's all about getting Mathurin and Nembhard somehow, some way. David saying, Trey was on my fantasy team. He's not a first option. Trust me, nearly unplayable. David knows from the Raptor Freak Yahoo Fantasy League that Trae Young is not a player you want on your team, and especially if you have to have him as a first option. Yeah, he's a weird guy, honestly. I don't think he's getting, man, I think he is overhyped. I think y'all are right. Fun guy saying, I feel like OG is the true trade piece, low key. Siakam may be working on an extension if he doesn't care that much about possibly getting all NBA for more money. Well, that's part of it too. Part of the delay in Siakam doing this extension is that he did miss all NBA this year. He missed out on some of the key accolades that would have boosted his pay. And in some ways, it's smarter for him to try again to go through this season and try and get those accolades to get the right money. But then again, you want security and you want to have that deal done without having to hear all the bullshit all year long. Siakam, there's trade-off. There's a trade-off there. Either you try and hold out and achieve to get more money, which you failed at this past year. You didn't get the achievement you wanted to unlock that, like Jaylen Brown did. Or you got to go through the whole entire year listening to bullshit swirling around about you and your extension. So it's almost really kind of like, what do you want, Siakam? Do you want more money and bullshit swirling around? Or do you want to just take security and not worry about trying to achieve more to get a bigger payday this season? So who knows? I hope he gets the extension soon because in some ways I really do want all the noise to shut the fuck up. I'm really about that for sure. It's just like you guys. We're getting annoyed with it. It's a tired old song on the radio we've heard so many times before. It really is. Let's see. Carlos saying Dame has a 4-year, $176 million contract. So we would have him for 3 or 4 years. That's a big deal. Seriously. That is a big deal. And in some ways, who knows? I don't know if that's the right move. I will trust Bobby and Masai. Seymour saying, interesting, cool. Thanks for that information. Yeah, that's what we do here. We are all diehard Raptor fans, and we share what we learn. So we're all much more educated and informed, and I appreciate that. I can't find out everything for y'all. It's a lot of work, and I really appreciate people like Iceman and Monique supplementing, talking about things that I don't maybe know about, blind spots. Mike, Logical Raptors fanatic, a lot of y'all are informing. G, Paul, Naco the Nacho, so many different people bringing information in here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Isaac saying, like and donate. Appreciate all you fine folks. Thank you, Isaac Campbell, with the 5 Raptor lineup. I love to see it. G saying, can they do an extension with the clause stating if he makes all NBA then? Yeah, they should be able to do that. So that just gets around it right there. Just say, okay, your incentive, Siakam, is if you get all NBA, you'll get an extra $500,000, something like that. You know, it'll probably be like that. Carlos saying, this really goes to show how other teams want our forwards. Yeah, they're thirsty. We got our milkshake brings all the boys a yard. That's damn right. It's better than y'all's. That's right. This is just the damn truth. We have a good milkshake. We're like Kellis around that year when that song was such a huge song. Let's see. Wayne saying, what's with the persistent pursuit of Pascal? Wow, alliteration much here? Persistent pursuit of Pascal. You know what? I'm going to give you a dunk just for a weird alliteration that I know you probably didn't even mean to do, Wayne. I like that. Where's Wayne? Wayne's on here. Yep, there's his third dunk for a alliterative persistent pursuit of Pascal. Say that fast like 10 times. It's relentless. He says if he's traded, he's coming back. I just want to see our new matrix at work so we can process the ride. In some ways, that's different than people like Fred saying, I want to be a Raptor for life. He's saying very specifically that if you trade me, I will not sign the max for that team. I will try and come back to Toronto and just come right back after my deal's up. That's very specific. Ben Rogers on Raptors Digest saying he just sunk his trade value because of that. That in some ways it works against him getting traded because the other team will be more hesitant to trade for him. Well, it doesn't seem like that. Everybody's still really thirsty and still talking about wanting to trade for him. It's not like he scared them off by saying, you know what, I won't sign with you. I want to stay in Toronto. Are y'all listening? No, we still want to trade for you, Atlanta, Indiana. What the fuck? You don't listen to Pascal? You have a hard of hearing, like clear the earwax out of your ear. You can't hear what that man just said. You're still lusting after him, coming after him. Are you dumb? Are you like this old man in the bar and you see a really hot girl and you're like, hi, I want to talk to you. And the girl's like, get the fuck away from me. I am with Toronto. But I'm Atlanta. You could really like me. You could really get to like me. And I'm like, I do not want to be with you. Get away from me. Is that what's going on here? This is what it feels like. Holy crap. Fun guy saying Masai should make a secret deal to trade Siakam and then have him come back to sign back here like he wants that. That'd be sick. Get assets and still resign him. Yeah, I don't know. Teams have done this in the past. It's really shady and fucked up. Yeah, if we could do this, I wouldn't be against this. This is master level GM stuff. Fiercely saying Dennis Schroder made it to Vegas finally, and he put out a video shortly. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear the safe travels. It's easier for him to go to Vegas. It's like, is he still not able to get into Canada? That's the thing I'm worried about. If he can go to Vegas and join the team in Vegas, that's great. But can he come to Toronto? That's what I want to know. He's very excited to play for us. At first, I thought he was a pest, as he always plays good against us, but he's with us now. Yeah, he's definitely that kind of player that you hate to play against and you love to have on your own team. He's just he is a pest. You're exactly right. G saying, fun guy, Spurs tried to do that with Jakob. Yeah, they did kind of try to do that. They did the deal with us this year at the trade deadline, and then there was some worry that he might like welch on his deal and turn right around and go back to the Spurs this summer. Thank God Jakob's a man of his word. He's still in Raptor red right now. Oh my gosh, that could have happened. Yeah, not that they made a deal with him, but they tried to re-sign him back. Yeah, they did try to do it, but Jakob did not, go that way. Iceman saying Oklahoma City has too many young players that will be looking for max contracts one year after another. With 35 picks over the next 7 years, and 15 of them are first rounders, they can't keep everyone. I know it's a waste. There's a waste somewhere in this where they're just going to lose players for nothing. And it's like, why is this a smart investment? You traded one player for like 7 picks, and maybe 3 of those picks will be people. Is it just that you like buckshot drafting, Sam Presti? Then you're going to shoot the big elephant gun with a bunch of little pellets that go out and hit a bunch of targets? No, hit that one big bazooka gun like Masai and Bobby and hit something like Koloko. That's what we're all about up here, investing, making the right hit. It's like I've said, OG said he doesn't shoot to miss. Well, Masai and Bobby ain't drafting to miss. And it seems like Oklahoma City's drafting like crazy, and they don't care if they miss. They're just drafting as much as possible. It doesn't make any sense. That's exactly the reason why you don't want a bunch of guys at the same age bracket, because often pay scale is related to where you are in your NBA career. And if you got all these guys hitting their max at the same time, well, you're fucked. You're fucked. You have like 4 max players that are all coming up at the same time. You have to make tough decisions, and you destroy a core that you just built out of young guys because they all have to get paid all of a sudden, and they're all the same age. Yeah, does that make any fucking sense? It's ridiculous team building. And that's why I have no faith in the Thunder whatsoever. You can have all the talent in the world, but you're not going to get anywhere with it, because when it matures, you won't be able to pay for it, is what basically is going to happen. Seymour is saying, congratulations to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., home run champion and a proud Blue Jay, Canadian and very Canada proud. Yeah, these idiots on the broadcast for the home run derby last night put it down as the second Cuban-born MLB player to win the home run derby. That is factually wrong. You guys are horrible at your jobs. You can't pronounce names right. And now you're putting up graphics that are just not right. That man was born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, when his father played for the Expos. And you put him down as being Cuban born. First of all, he's not even Cuban. That's the other thing that's so dumb about this. that family is Dominican. So it's like, why did you put Cuba even in the picture? He's born in Canada and his family's Dominican. You idiots. You can't get this right. You have this first ever father-son winners of the home run derby, Vladimir Guerrero and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and you can't even fucking get his place where he's from right. He's Canadian. Yo, put it right, ESPN or whoever was covering that stupid shit yesterday. And also realize that the Guerrero family's Dominican. They're not Cuban. Oh my gosh. Ooh, idiots. Idiots. Yes, we're very proud of our Blue Jays slugger. You know, part of the reason why he won was because John Schneider, the manager of the Blue Jays, threw such perfect pitches for him to just launch. He was like throwing it right in that sweet spot. And Vlad was like, yep, thank you. Serve it right up. Serving it up hot and fresh, just like pizza, serving it up and putting it out. That's right. That was a big part of it. If you have a good tosser, you can get some good numbers up. And thank you, John Schneider, for giving him that boost with the great throws. Really good stuff. Seymour saying, hopefully Grady Dick can win a 3-point competition. I'd love to see that. Yeah. I think that that's pretty likely that Grady Dick will compete in the NBA 3-point competition at All-Star Weekend some year. It may not be in his first year, but I'll bet you at some point in his career, he will be there and in that competition. Yeah, Seymour saying, whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Wayne saying, are we playing today? Don't want to miss our first win. No, we're not playing today. We have another off day tomorrow. Detroit Pistons, a big, huge test, maybe the toughest of the Summer League games with such great players on their team. This will be a real test. I'll have the preview tomorrow. All the pertinent information. I'll go look at their roster and give you a little preview on what the Pistons got and what we're looking at. And, you know, hopefully we can have some sort of improvement over a couple of days off. I don't know. Maybe they went and shot outside more this week. I don't know. Get out of that ballroom, Raptors, and start shooting outside. Fun guy saying, that's stupid of the Spurs considering they got Wemby. Laugh out loud. Why want Jakob back? Well, the reason why, Fun guy, is they don't consider Wemby a center. That's the weird thing. They consider him a power forward or small forward because of the way he plays. He's not really physical. He can get pushed around. And Spurs Nation really sees a need to have somebody who can be like the bully and the tough guy around Wemby, because he's not going to be like a physical presence in his first few years in the league until he fills out and gets stronger. So that's why they want to start Jakob at center and have Wemby playing at small forward or power forward. But Jakob, in his introductory interview coming back when he said he signed his contract last week, he said that the fit in Toronto is better than San Antonio for him personally. And I'm going to tell you why. It's probably because he knows Victor is going to be a very, very immense shot blocking presence on the Spurs this year. He's already getting like 5 block games. And in some ways, Jakob doesn't want to be overshadowed by that, because that's really kind of one of his main skills is the shot blocking. Well, if Victor's around kind of patrolling as a shot blocker, Jakob isn't as needed as much in that way. And he may look a little smaller on the court. It may not look good for him to play next to Victor Wembanyama for his own value as a player in the league. You know, he'll look more valuable on the Raptors running with us and doing all those kind of things for us than going down there and being next to Victor. So that's part of it. I really do think it's a huge part of why he picked our team is Victor, and that he didn't want to play center next to him with him still blocking a bunch of shots next to him. And also he doesn't think that the Spurs have as good a chance as winning as us. I know that sounds a little crazy because it seems like Victor is a generational player and he's going to change things. He may very much have the same effect as Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him as first picks for San Antonio, changing the wins total for the Spurs from the year before to the new year, because they did have a very bad win total last year and they should have a jump this year. But I don't know if it'll be on the same level as Tim Duncan and David Robinson. We'll have to see. But, you know, I think that Jakob in his mind sees the Raptors as more ready to compete right now than the Spurs. And I think he's right. I think he's actually right that Wemby's not just instantly going to make the Spurs a winning team right away. In some ways, they're going to go through growing pains with him for sure. Let's see. Fun guy saying, imagine getting Mathurin and Nembhard in a trade, then adding Siakam back next year. We'd actually be really, really good and keep OG too. Damn. Well, this is the thing. Like, would you trade OG to Indiana for those two young guys? That may be a deal I might want to do, just because I don't know. Man, I love OG though. What did you just say, Lex? What's wrong with you, bro? Anyway, let's wrap it up before the hour's up. Let's go do the Instagram check. First, we got Matt Devlin. He is posting Global Jam, which is starting tomorrow, guys. And it looks like Matt Devlin's going to be there. So, Monique, if you are worried about Matt Devlin announcing Global Jam, I think he is going to show up and he will be a part of it. He's signaling that he will be. Slim Duck is at Vegas, of course, still with his buddies, Ibrahim and a bunch of other guys. And we're at the Call of Duty display. And, we know Chris loves to play Call of Duty on Twitch. And he is very much a big video game guy. So this is one of the fun things about the Vegas week of Summer League is that it's not just like basketball stuff. The video game people will come and show up like with the new 2K. Call of Duty comes and shows up. And we know the players love video games. So Chris is getting to go in there and play like the new 2K and play new Call of Duty. And that's fun for these players. I know Scotty enjoyed that too in recent years too. So Chris had the Call of Duty display there. Let's see what else is going on in the league with the Raptors. We got Marquise Noel with good luck can be found under the Sakura tree. And he's wearing a nice pink shirt in a weird purple room. Let's see, heavily protected by God. That's what Marquise Noel is posting. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things. And that's a quote from the Bible, it looks like. You got time for a cut. And then he's got some guys out on the street. And the guy's at the ATM. A white guy walks up with a tattoo on his neck. And he says, hey, you want a cut? He's cutting this guy's hair on the sidewalk. Pretty interesting. And then there's a picture of Marquise Noel with Amani Bates from the last game when they played against each other. And he's saying, my dog. And it hit a little different for us. So those guys are good friends. Marquise and Amani Bates. Grady Dick posting a picture of him shooting in the infamous gym of death or gym of doom or whatever we want to call it, the bad gym. And then Grady very much celebrating Vlad Guerrero's win last night. Yeah, he's showing support for Toronto sports by posting a picture of Vladdy winning his home run derby last night. So good stuff, Grady, supporting the Blue Jays. In Vegas right now. Thad Young's putting his luxury car service on blast. Reform. If you guys need a luxury car service, call Thad and get you a Reform. And then Mrs. Young, Shanika, is posting a caption that says, Thad loves the kids. And it's showing Thaddeus being a mentor to a big, huge group of youngsters, talking to them and telling them how to be good young men and good players growing up. Scotty is somewhere now. I'm not totally sure. I think he's still in Vegas. It's probably a Vegas hotel room, but he's taking a picture. He looks a little tired. It's probably like the day after him going to UFC and kind of feeling a little tired and haggard, maybe because he was out having a good time with everybody. But yeah, Scotty just kind of in a chill picture. And it looks like a hotel room, probably a really nice, fancy hotel room in Vegas. All right, there's your Instagram check with our Raptors. See what's going on there. And then, yeah, check your WNBA fantasy teams. Make sure you keep playing. We have new matchups for the week starting today. I am playing against the superfan Monique Lawrence this week. Looks like Tom Duke is playing Edmund, race mode. David Saborn against Fiercey Salsera. Naco the Nacho is up against Cool Cat. And we've got Bradley versus MK. Those are our matchups for the 8th week of our WNBA Fantasy League. So make sure you check your lineups for tonight, guys, and get them set up. Thanks for watching me today. Tomorrow we'll preview the Raptors and the Pistons in the Summer League tomorrow. I hope you guys all have a very great Tuesday. Be kind and be gentle and be nice to everybody. We're all just trying to make our way in this crazy, crazy world. And we have more in common with each other than you think. So it's just how you treat other people is how you treat yourself in a really weird roundabout way. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks and all Raptors. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Gotta go. Let's go. MK going down. All right. Bradley's already talking trash to MK. I don't know. MK's one of the top teams, Bradley. You're going to have a tough task on your hands against MK. MK is very tough to beat. And yeah, thank you, Bradley. Ta-da. For all your needs in the greater Toronto area, if you need some carpet cleaned, you need your gutters cleaned out, you need your windows washed, you need something heavy lifted, you need some painting done, any odd jobs that you need done around Toronto in the Toronto area, look up Tada online and they can help you come to your house. Bradley himself will come there and help you. So please, if you need help in Toronto, look up Tada. They're in the phone book, but they're also on the internet. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow. Let's go Raptors on a silver platter, baby. Put it on a silver platter. So it's so easy that they cannot miss. That's how you got to pass it to them. Yeah. Yeah.